Oh yeah, good bite there. Yeah, yeah. That's on the copper truce TRD too. Yeah, that's a better one. Finally a good one. Finally a good one. Finally a good one. I knew if I just stuck with it, I'd get a good one. Whoa, get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. I knew if I just stuck with it. Copper truce TRD on a drop shot. Hold on, change is coming. Hold on. Don't you worry about a thing. Come here to me, copper truce. Big TRD, spotted bass. Oh. So I actually have a normal reel just like what you have, but there is a way for you guys to thumb down your spinning reel just like you do on your bait casters. That's what I want to show you today. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. How to use a spinning reel more effectively is the whole point of this video. Very easy to do. Something everybody I think that uses a spinning reel needs to learn how to do. I'll show you how to do it. I'm gonna actually throw my chesty on just so I can show you guys a little bit more effectively. But it'll make you be able to control your cast much better, make that bait land a little bit softer, which it'll get you a few more bites sometimes. So let me actually get a spinning reel out. Now, I know a lot of you guys, most of the people I've noticed that when I've taken out before that don't like spinning reels, one of the downsides I will say to spinning equipment is it can be hard to control the depth or length of your cast sometimes, because unlike with a bait caster, basically the spool is spinning, and if you want that spool to stop spinning, basically all you do is thumb down the spool and make it stop spinning so fast, and you shorten your cast. That's basically in a nutshell what happens with a bait caster when you want to shorten the length of your cast. But with the spinning rod, you see obviously the spool is completely still, but the line exits off of the reel, off the top of it. Where on a bait caster, the spool spins as the line comes off, so it makes it a little bit more tricky when it comes to adjusting the length of a cast. But there is a way to do it. A lot of you guys already do it subconsciously, but I use my thumb just like I do on a bait caster, but I use the opposite thumb. Usually with a bait caster, especially if you're right-handed, when you go to throw it out, you thumb that spool down with your right thumb if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you probably do it with your left hand, just like this right here. So likewise with a spinning reel, you still can use your thumb to control your cast, and it makes you much more effective. You can make your cast land much more softly, just like that. And it also can help you have less line loops. If you ever had a line loop, especially with braid in your spinning reel, you know that'll make you say some words that you ain't supposed to be saying. So that's all it is right there. You see, I just did it. It's really that simple. You can thumb down the spool on a spinning reel very easily. I'm gonna try to teach you. Throw the chesty on and see if this helps you out a little bit. All right, if you guys are curious of pretty much my spinning reel setup, I'm not going to make this a setup video. Just check out some of my other videos. I've got one on a shaky head setup, I've got one on a drop shot setup, we got one on a Ned rig setup. So if you're curious of what actual rod and reel I'm using for all these techniques, just check out some of the other videos. I'll try to link those guys in the description box here so you can see more about the equipment. This video, I want to dive deeper into the actual technique of casting. All right, so let's just go over it right here. You can see I'm casting towards the bank right here. My little boy is notorious about this. You know, you want to cast and we're kind of close to the bank, you go to rear back and make a cast. Sometimes that, especially on a spinning reel, it wants to keep going. It's not going to stop. That line is flowing off of the reel extremely fast. It's free flowing on a spinning reel, which makes it great for baits that are lighter. Finesse tactics, that's why you use a spinning reel, because the line exits the reel much easier than it does on a bait caster. The downside to that, you don't have quite as much control on your length. But there is a way to do it. If you're like me, you're right-handed, you're gonna do this with your left hand. Yeah, obviously you're gonna do it the opposite if you're left-handed. I'm not left-handed, so we gotta do it with my right hand. So if I go to make a cast here, this works great for when you're skipping baits and stuff like that as well. But just for normal casts is what we're gonna talk about here. When I go to throw my bait out, all I'm gonna do is take my line, take my thumb, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it as that line is spooling off, is exiting the spool. I'm just going to take my thumb and just lay it right there on the top lip of my reel. Not sure if you guys can see that perfectly here. I'm just going to lay it right there on the top lip, just like that. But I'm not going to press it hard. It's just like throwing a bait caster. You know how you got to have a little feel in your thumb? You can't just put your thumb down on there or it'll jerk and stop. You've got to have a little, you got to feather that line just a little bit with your left thumb. And that's going to allow you to stop those casts very gently, allows you to make that bait hit the water softly, and just gives you more control over your cast. It's really that simple. So what it does though, it just gives you a lot more confidence in your cast, especially when I'm skipping docks. When you're skipping docks, you've got to put some force. You got to put a little stink, is what I call it, on your motion to get the bait moving. You can't just lob it under that dock. You've really got to put a lot of stink on it. You've got to put a little bit of motion behind your rod tip to get that bait to hit the water and keep skipping. Downside of that, once I put that much motion on it, I've got to slow it down or I'm going to hit the pontoon, or I'll slow it down or it's going to skip all the way out the back, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just skip so far and stop. Well, how do you do that with the spinning reel? You do it with your left hand on the spool, just like that. It's very, very simple. It's one of those things that's so simple, yet it's so hard to do if you've never done it before. When you go to make that cast, just right there, and it stops your cast. Keeps your bait from going in the trees, keep your baits from skipping all the way under the dock, onto the pontoon, up into the homeowner's pool and outside the pump is basically what happens. Your bait will do that with the spinning reel because it just has so much freedom to do whatever it's needed to do. So yes, your spinning reels do have brakes, but the brakes are you. They're not made into the reel. You are the brake. It does have a cast control on it, and that cast control is your thumb. Thumb down those spinning reels is going to give you a lot more control, a lot more confidence in your casting. I think you'll catch more fish with them.